Gun Talk continues now in a more informal setting. Get ready for an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all featuring Tom, call screener Michelle, and Gun Talk producer Jim. Now, lazily bon ton roulette. In Louisiana, that means let the after-show good times roll.
Guess what? It's the after show where we kind of go crazy just a little bit here. But I'm actually the normal one, but Jim over there in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know Jim. Yeah, it's Jim. I mean, come on. There you go. Michelle, what are you going to do with him anyway? You're in charge of taking care of him, you know.
That's an awful lot of responsibility.
Babysitter, call screener, yeah.
Yeah, I thought putting him in the corner would take care of some of it, but that doesn't work.
Nope.
I have two words for you, Michelle. Stun gun.
I get a taser and shoot it from across the room where I am.
He's looking out for me.
There you go. Now we're testing that. And if you do that, please shoot video so we can put it up on YouTube.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Oh. Yeah, Jim, that's called taking one for the team, you know.
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay, so is the truck still buried in mud? That's the real question that everybody wants to know.
Which truck? Mine?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we had a total of 4 vehicles. They're all out.
Wait. Did you have 4 vehicles stuck?
Yes, we had 4 stuck vehicles. Not simultaneously. We never had more than 3 stuck simultaneously. I mean, come on.
Sure. Then that's no problem whatsoever.
A bunch of rank amateurs or something? Come on.
We only had 3 of them stuck at a time. We had to have one out there, you know. Which vehicles did you get stuck? Well, I guess that's the first question. First,
we got the Toyota 4Runner stuck, and then we used a Ford F-350 dually to try to pull that out. But it turned...
That got stuck?
Yeah, it was on good ground, but it turns the mud instantly out here. It was basically a swamp. So, and then we tried to use the backhoe to pull him out, and it got stuck.
And the backhoe stuck?
Yeah, so we got the backhoe out, and then we got the other one stuck. So we thought we'd bring a front-end loader in, because that, you know...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes all the sense.
Sure. One piece of heavy machinery gets stuck without treads. That's the problem. We didn't have anything with treads. We had tires. But we used what we had at hand.
You could have borrowed my tank.
Yeah,
if you need treads.
And the mileage from Louisiana to here, that'd be great.
Not a problem. But you know the thing about a tank is you never are hurting for a parking place.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. And you can recycle all the metal you crush.
That's right. All you need is like 3 smart cars, and you've got yourself a parking spot right there, baby. Good to go.
Anyway, it all turned out fine. We got a winch and pulled everything out, and everybody's happy.
And what was her name?
No, a winch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
But it was still feisty.
I'm going Trump on you here.
Oh, ba-bum.
Dum-bum-bum. But seriously, folks. Oh, my goodness. So, have you considered maybe just not going there anymore where you got these vehicles stuck?
Oh, no. Right after work, Michelle and I are heading right back down.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
Yeah, I'm taking a life preserver with me just in case.
No, just, you know the definition of insanity, right?
Yes, doing the same thing and all that. Michelle, you may want to take like a case of bug spray with you, too, if you're out there stuck in the swamp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer gravel and concrete or blacktop of some sort, but, you know, do what you have to do in the name of duty.
There you go. So your idea of roughing it is gravel, which is okay because a lot of folks, it's concrete. So there you go.
Well, even though we may be insane, we have some callers who border on that at least.
There is that. All right, let's start off with Ed, who's in Augusta, Georgia. He's on 3. Ed, what in the world did you buy?
Well, a little while ago, I bought an MAK-90.
Yeah?
And what I'm trying to do is it still has the original packing grease on it.
Right.
Never been shot. So what I'm trying to wonder is what is the best way to clean that?
Boy, there's a lot of discussion about the best ways, because that's basically like a cosmoline heavy grease on there. One way that I've heard people talk about is actually boiling it off.
Really?
Other people have been known to use gasoline, which is a really, really, really bad idea, because gasoline has all sorts of poisons and toxins, not to mention the fact that it tends to blow up. So that's not good. One of our sponsors, the Slip 2000 guys, they have, what do they call it, carbon killer, guys? That stuff will take off cosmoline like crazy. It's called carbon cutter. And if you get that, I guarantee you it will eat that stuff off, and it won't harm the wood or the metal.
That was going to be my next question. The wood, it's on, I think it's on the wood too, so no problem.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And so I would say if you can get some carbon cutter from Slip 2000, that will take care of it. And it's non-toxic, and you can stick your hands in it, and it doesn't eat you up and all that. So it's good stuff. Being
that it's been on there for 20-some years, how detailed does it need to be cleaned down inside the trigger mechanism?
I tell you what I would do. I would get a tub that the whole gun will fit in, or take it apart, and I would submerge it. I would soak it in this stuff. I would leave it under the solution for 30 minutes and let this stuff get, and then put on your little goggles or shooting glasses or something and get you a toothbrush or a nylon bristle brush and start going through it and really working on it. And good point. Jim said, don't use brake cleaner. Why is that, Jim?
Oh, because it'll work.
Yes,
it'll work. It'll also do terrible things to your body and your skin and get in your system. It's highly toxic. Yep. It takes everything off of everything, but it's highly toxic.
Yes, it does. Yeah, no, this carbon cutter is the way to go. That stuff, I was knocked out at how effective it was when the Slip 2000 guys, they came and demonstrated it on the Guns and Gear TV show. And and I had like an older revolver as a stainless steel revolver. It was kind of, you know how they get black around the cylinder and all that? Put it in there for about 15 minutes. Brought it out, a little bit of toothbrush action on it. It looked better than new. It was stunning how good this stuff is.
Oh, that's great. Great. Another little point, range report, I guess you would say. I called in about my 44 Magnum Desert Eagle, and you explained to me that I had a limp wrist.
Okay.
I have stress in my wrist, and the gun works very well now.
So now that you're gripping it hard and really leaning into it, it's working.
That is correct. I had to admit that on the air. So,
okay. So do you forgive me for saying that you had a limp wrist?
Absolutely. Well, I had a buddy of mine that was shooting it too, and he says, "I'm not sure I have a limp wrist." And I said, "Well, okay." But he shoots for me now.
Well, and I don't. I wish I had a less pejorative way of describing it. You're just not providing enough resistance. You got to grip it really tight and lean into it really hard so that your body's actually leaning forward, and lock your arms out. And when you do that, how about that? That thing will just work, and you won't miss feed, and everything works. And here's the thing. It's not just the big guns like that. It's also the little guns, these little LCPs and all of that, because there's no weight on those, so people don't give them the resistance they need.
Yeah, even more so you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think about that. Last little footnote I wanted to say. I got one of the Alien Gear holsters.
Mm-hmm.
Great product.
Isn't it comfortable?
It is. It is. I'm wearing it right now. I wear it all the time, and very, very nice holster to wear.
That's good. I appreciate it. Lots of range reports, good information, and I really appreciate it. And Ed, try that. Go to slip2000.com, just SLIP and then the number 2000, slip2000.com, and you can actually get that carbon cutter and everything else they have right there. Tell them that Gun Talk sent you. Yeah. I appreciate the call, sir. One of the things I'm sure as a retail outlet that you get occasionally, Michelle, is people, they're trying to clean guns, and when they've got all that cosmoline goop on it, it's a big job.
It's a big job. And anybody that's ever dealt with that knows that it's just, I'm going to use the word nasty. It's just nasty, and it's everywhere. It's heavy.
It is.
It's thick. And
you said nasty.
I did.
She said nasty.
Another N word.
It's nasty.
Well, I was going to tell him that during one of the breaks, I hate to tell you, Jim used the N word.
I did.
He said, we were talking about a gun. He says, well, I don't really need that gun. And I said, we never use the N word.
Unless it's I need.
Well, there is that. Okay, that's right. Okay. It's okay if you proceed with I, but never with don't.
That's right.
So that's our N word. So you just be careful with the application of that, if you would, please.
Oh,
all right. All right. Justin is with us out of Anchorage, Alaska on line 4. Justin, thank you for your patience. How are you?
Hey, Tom. How's it going today?
Good. What can I help you with?
I would like to get an education on some binoculars. I've got some that were given to me. It says they're an 8x30 and the field is 7.5 degrees. Can you explain to me what all of that means?
Sure. 8x30 those are the real key numbers. The first number is the magnification, so that makes things look like they're 8 times closer. So if it was 800 yards away, when you look at the binoculars, it looks like it's 100 yards away. That's the 8-power magnification. The 30 is the diameter of the objective lens. That is the lens, the end of the binocular that's closer to the objective lens, object being viewed, not the one that's your eye. Generally speaking, there are some other factors involved, but generally speaking, the larger the objective lens, the brighter the image you will get. So you've got an 8-power binocular, and the field of view is not exactly locked in with 8-power. There are some things they can do, but when they start messing with field of view, then other things go. It's optics is just math. It's like if you add things on one side of the equation, something has to come off on the other side of the equation if it's going to come out correct, and that's the way optics are. But an 8x30 is a good, all-around good use binocular. I like that. I like 10x40s. I like 8x30s, 7x30s, something along those lines. I like all of those. So it sounds to me like you've got a nice pair of binoculars there. The only thing is, take care of them. Never, ever, ever clean the lenses with a shirt or anything that's not a lens cloth, and preferably when it is wet with either cleaning solution or distilled water. Generally speaking, the coatings on lenses tends to be a bit soft, and you can scratch them because your shirt will have grit or something on it. So just use lens cloth and cleaning fluid. Oh, that's the other thing. Don't put the cleaning fluid on the lens. You put it on the cloth, never on the lens, because you don't want any liquids to get in there. It can, believe it or not, it could dissolve the glue that holds the glass elements in there. So, and there, I've just run down the rabbit hole on optics, guys. Here we go. So there you go.
Thank you, Geekmeister.
I was definitely geeking out on the whole optics thing. I probably only have, I don't know, a dozen pairs of binoculars at least. I am a binocular fanatic. Just love them because for me, walking around out in the woods or out west or almost anywhere, I love having binoculars so I can look at whatever it is, birds, mountains, scenery, deer, anything. Yeah. Oh, speaking of deer, quick story. We're out shooting first-person defender. You guys will love this. I'm with Chris Serino, who's like one of the funniest guys anywhere. And we passed this little pond. It's got a sign there that says, "Do not feed the alligators." So I said, well, you got to get a picture taken with that, right? He says, yeah. It's for his Facebook. So we run out there, and there's this little picnic table right next to the sign. And we're setting up, starting to shoot the picture. I've got my back to the picnic table, and Chris says, "Fawn!" It's kind of like, okay, this is like a self-defense thing. What? And turn around, and there's this little white-tailed fawn that cannot be more than 2 feet long and probably no more than 2 days old. It's got little spots. It looks like Bambi. It can hardly walk. And, it's wobbling and runs across the street and probably finds its mother over there. But it was just very cool to see that. It kind of made me think about that. I was thinking about,
It wasn't an assault fawn?
Assault
It wasn't.
fawn.
You weren't in imminent danger?
No, but I was thinking, if you had that and like 2 big pieces of bread, it'd be about a sandwich. So there you go. Just kidding, people. Oh, my gosh. People go crazy out there.
Okay, as long as it doesn't have a name.
We named it. We did. Yep. Cecilia the fawn. So there you go. Tell you what, let's do. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back. We got a couple more guests who've called in. We'll see if we can get them on here, and we'll have a little bit more after show in just a minute.
Ammo can be expensive and hard to find. No problem. Train at home with the Score Time Laser Trainer Target from LaserLight. Use the Trigger Time laser pistol and you can train at home with scoring, timing, and shot display. No matter the weather or ammo availability, you can train at home and have fun with this laser training system from LaserLight. To see more, go to laserlight.com. That's laserlyte.com.
All right, this is our chance for Michelle to fess up. You did it to me, didn't you?
I did. I refer to Carbon Killer as cutter. It must do both.
Oh, it cuts it to death.
Well, that's it. You must go stand in the corner now.
No, that's where Jim is.
I'm not giving up.
You're not going over there. Jim's over there. And you see, here's the thing, guys. Our two brilliant people in our studio have not figured out that rooms have more than one corner. So I say, go stand in the corner. They're both over there huddling in this one little corner.
When are those two brilliant people going to get here?
Nice.
I don't know. I keep looking, man. It's just not happening. Yeah, but so it is Carbon Killer. And what else did you find out when you went to the website?
It's their monthly special.
It's the Slip 2000 monthly special. August monthly special. You get 16 ounces of Carbon Killer for $12.99. That's almost 30% off. And, wait for it, get a free sample of EWL and a gun wipe with your order. So there you go. Go to slip2000.com. I'm not kidding when I say this stuff is stunningly amazing. It knocks me out how good it is. So, and I've just started using their lube on everything, the Slip 2000 and EWL.
We've been using the Carbon Killer on the ARs and 223s, and I tell you, it just cuts down the cleaning time tremendously.
You guys are using it way before they were a sponsor of us.
Yes, we were. And
because this stuff's been around a long time.
Mm-hmm. It works great. So it really does do what they claim it does. It cuts down that cleaning time. It gets into it, and leave it set for a couple of minutes, like you say, and get in there and scrub it out, and you've got a great clean firearm.
The thing I like about it is you can stick your hands down in it and it doesn't eat the skin off.
Right.
Always a good thing.
Yes. Chemical exposures in our industry.
That's true. I mean, look, the truth of it is some of these solvents, you just don't really want them in contact with your skin.
No, the smelling and inhaling them are bad enough sometimes. So, yeah.
That's a good point. These things actually don't smell bad. So that's a good thing, too, especially if you're cleaning things up in your kitchen. So, because I know from experience that you can get banned from the kitchen by using certain solvents.
Nice.
So, yeah, well, like the time I borrowed the big serving spoon and used it to stir up the lead that I was melting to make bullets.
Oh, I thought that was just something
I'm not sure why she thought that was a problem.
Yeah, I thought that just happened at our house.
That was only like 40 years ago and still gets brought up regularly. So.
Well, yeah, it's the Thanksgiving stuffing spoon.
Yeah, I mean,
and bullet melting stir spoon. It does double duty.
Oh my!
Oh Lordy.
Okay.
All right, William. Let's see. Let's pull in William on line one out of Livermore, California. Hey, William.
Hi, Tom. Hey, I got a couple things for you. One, as I mentioned at the end of your show, I was kind of curious to hear your thoughts on whether gun control or just guns in general, the Second Amendment in general, would be much involved in this political process, this next voting season. And then I kind of had a range report for you after that.
All right. Well, the gun control in the debates or in the we'll just say presidential election. In the primary, it will be a small matter, but it will be a matter because you have some questions about, of course, Donald Trump has favored gun bans in the past. He says he's a changed man and he doesn't anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Chris Christie, of course, has been very anti-gun in the past, and now he says he's a changed man and he's not anti-gun anymore. Interesting how that happens when they want to run for the nomination on the Republican side. If and when, when we finally get to a nominee and the Republicans have a nominee, it may come up, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be a biggie. It's a big factor, but nobody wants to talk about it.
On either side, yeah.
On either side. No, exactly right. On either side. So I don't expect it to be a big deal. Okay, so give me a range report.
Well, I recently signed up for the GSSF, the Glock Sports Shooting Foundation, and I haven't had a chance to do any of their outdoor shoots. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the GSSF program, but I recently learned that they have an indoor league, which is very basic. You're at an indoor league, one lane, you're only shooting at the same target from different distances, and they mix it up just with strong hand, weak hand, or freestyle, they call it, for both hands. But I really enjoy it. It's more difficult than I thought. I've never really had to shoot for speed. And as far as an entry into any kind of competition, it was harder than I thought it would be, just because you're under a time constraint. You have to shoot faster. You don't have time to get your sights back on exactly where you want them. And I really liked it.
Welcome to competition. GSSF is the Glock Shooting Sports Foundation online. It's GSSFonline.com. You can find it. And they have matches all over the country, so you can get involved with this. It's I encourage everybody to get involved in competition. The competition is actually very valuable to any shooter, even if you say, I'm only going to use it for self-defense. But you have to augment that with real self-defense training. Otherwise, you build training scars. And what's a training scar? It's, it's okay. If you have a malfunction, some competitions say you just have to stand there and wait for the range officer. If in some competitions, you're not allowed to move to cover, you have to reload where you stand. In some competitions, you're not allowed to reload while you're moving. In some competitions, it's a penalty if you drop a magazine that has a round in it, whereas, of course, there could be some real places where it makes sense from a real self-defense standpoint to do that. So as long as you understand that you can build training scars in competition that don't do well for you in the real world, and you go and train for the real world, I think there's some real value in competition out there. Well, William, I appreciate the range report. I think GSSF is yet another good opportunity for people to get involved in shooting. And besides, you build fellowship, you get to be a better shooter, all that stuff. Guys, competition shooting, anytime you're out there, you're shooting under stress, under pressure, under time, that's got to be a good thing.
Absolutely. And I would agree with you in the aspect of trying to get everything under control. You've got the heart rate you're trying to get under control. You've got the breath you're trying to get under control. As much as we like to say that we don't make much movement, there's always that wiggle area that, of course, gets a little bit more extreme when you have to shoot X amount of shots in X amount of time. And I think it's completely applicable to the self-defense situation, scenario training.
Okay, got to pass along this tip. I mentioned it during the show, but I want to expand upon it. We've got this guy who we're doing the first-person offender, and he missed 9 shots at the bad guy. We take him out to the range, and it's a hostage situation. It's a tough situation. And so at the range, we've got this cardboard target, and we're going to see, the whole idea is you got to make a headshot. And he is putting shots exactly on target, making headshots from 21 feet, from 7 yards back, making really good headshots. And I'm looking at this and going, what's going on? Well, Chris, because he's a really good trainer, Chris Serino, he says, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you moving and shooting. And so he starts moving and shooting, and he's kind of pulling shots. And Chris says, all right, back up. He says, start talking while you're moving. And I'd like for you guys to try this. Go to the range, and when you're shooting, just start saying, stop, don't move, go away. I don't care if you do that or sing Mary Had a Little Lamb or something, but something in your brain happens and you stop thinking about the trigger pull and you simply concentrate on the sights and let the trigger take care of itself, and no longer are you yanking shots. This guy's group shrunk significantly when he started talking while he was shooting.
Mine was off the shoot and the placement of the shot on other things.
Yes, exactly. And that's really all. I mean, yes, it's a good idea to be yelling and saying, drop the weapon, stop, get out of my house, all of that, and that's good training. But Chris knew if he could just get this guy's brain to concentrate on something else rather than trying to make the perfect shot, because when you try to make the perfect shot, you end up often pulling the trigger or yanking the trigger and pulling the shot off. And it worked like a charm. It was really something to see.
Yeah, in the real world situation now, somebody's going to come up and mug this guy, and he's going to start singing Mary Had a Little Lamb to him,
Which may be why you want to practice saying drop the weapon, go away, as opposed to the whole Mary Had a Little Lamb. Although, I do have to tell you, I was at a gun site, and Ed Head, who's a longtime career Border Patrol guy, tough guy, been there, done that. He did a drill. He says, yeah. He says, I've had a deal where, and the guy had the drop on him, and Ed, what he yelled was, as he was drawing, why are you wearing women's underwear? And said it absolutely locked this guy up.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to think, What's? And by then, Ed's got his gun out on him.
That's genius.
So, I just don't know. You never know what's going to happen out there.
I can't wait to use that the next time we shoot together, Jim.
Oh, video. I'll pay you $100 for that video right there.
All right.
We are so going to post that.
Well, are you going to give me time to respond to that?
No, because...
Well, first of all, I have a
fetish.
It says, well, there are several good reasons, actually.
First, I'm wearing a Pierre Cardin bustier.
Why?
But it has built-in holster and mag pouch. It's my tactical bustier. Why is it this show always goes off the rails at just about this time? It's just going.
It must be quit time, huh?
No. Do we still have Is DP still online too?
I believe so. Let's find out.
All right, we got to do that. Tulsa, Oklahoma. DP is with us. Hey, DP.
I'd say you have to take the blade off. No, you can drop the spindle. The blade will stay on the spindle.
Okay, great.
Wait. I want to hear more of this.
Yeah, I am on the show. It's the after show.
DP, are you there?
See this bent right here? I thought I did that. I hit the pipe.
Hey, I'm enjoying this. This is good now, guys. This is good radio right here.
Hey, buddy.
Yes.
Hey.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah. Where are you?
That's not really the question.
No, it's not.
What's DP? What spindle are we working on back there?
I was wondering about the Colt manufacturing. I've heard rumors about it. They're having financial problems and may shut down. And I heard that a union owns them, like UAW or somebody.
Okay, here's the lowdown as I know it. And I probably am not as informed as a lot of folks. They did file for bankruptcy. They are in financial trouble. They did get the permission of the court to get a loan. One of the owners, I believe this is correct, of Colt, for many years now, not brand new, has been the employees union. And I don't know if that's a part of UAW or what union it is. I think, although I'll have to verify this, there's also either a partial ownership or some kind of arrangement with the state of Connecticut, which basically says like Hotel California, you could never leave, which may be part of the challenge of operating financially in the state of Connecticut with high wages, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, they did file for bankruptcy, but I am told by the people at Colt, recently talked with one of them, that they have kind of worked their way out and they're doing well. And I think we're scheduled to have somebody from Colt on the show here in a few weeks. And as soon as we get them in, that's going to be one of my first questions is, okay, what's going on with Colt? Where are we with the bankruptcy? Are you coming out of it? Because, bankruptcy doesn't mean you're going out of business. It just means that you're getting protection from your creditors so that you can continue in business and work your way out and work a deal out with your creditors. So that's what's going on. But yes, what you've heard is at least partially, if not completely correct. There's financial issues, bankruptcy, maybe partial ownership by a union, and we'll ask all those questions when we get them on here. But I appreciate it. Hey, DP, I'll need to let you get back. I know you're busy over there working with spindles and vents and things, or whatever that is. So it's fun. Hey, look, I appreciate it. I'm just having fun with you, okay? Thank you, sir. That was just fun. I just got to tell you. It's we call this voyeur radio. We'll just call people and listen in, see what happens.
Yeah, all outbound calls.
Yeah, exactly. That'll work for you. There you go. So, Michelle, you guys clean guns there?
We've been known to do so, yes.
Okay. If you get a really big box that has my return address on it, would you...
Prioritize
can I send you all my guns and have you clean them?
All of them at once? I'm not sure. But we'll definitely take shipments from you, Tom. We'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll do that for you.
Because I just think this whole gun cleaning thing is just actually the fun part is it's fun to clean guns.
See, I don't mind cleaning guns once I'm doing it. It's like going to a gymnasium to work out. I don't mind doing that once I'm there. But it's like, I gotta clean some guns. Yeah, well, I'll get to it in a little bit. I'll do it tomorrow.
Part of the deal with cleaning guns, I think, is having the right gear, the right cleaning rods and brushes and stuff and solvents at a place where you can do it, and maybe a mat that you put down that protects things. And then you can lay all your stuff out, and it's all organized, and you can take care of it. But if you don't have all of that, sometimes you're just trying to find a place to do it, and it doesn't work all that well.
Right, and a nice bench or some kind of a cleaning stand to work off of is necessary. You break down some of these guns, and Plano makes some nice boxes, and MTM makes boxes, and there's all kinds of companies that make these plastic molded, completely fold up, hold all your tools together, and have it in one place kind of a deal. But you talk about brushes, and I don't know if people realize how important it is to keep those in prime condition. You want to replace those. Well, they're a couple dollars. And once they start getting dung up on the edges and gunctified, you got to replace them. That's a whole new word, yes.
Gunctified.
Wait, gunctified?
It's nasty.
Gunctified. Yeah, we're going to get a trademark on that one. TM.
Yeah.
Right there.
But they need replacing, and it's a couple dollars, and your gun will thank you. You won't be scratching it. You'll be cleaning it better. It's important.
My guns are standoffish. They have never thanked me for anything. I just don't understand.
Ungrateful.
No wonder you want to send them to us.
That's right. And I keep trying to put them in timeout and send them to the corner, but you guys are already occupying that. So what are we going to do with that?
We have to dedicate an ingrates corner.
A DIC. There you go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But no, it's. I'm thinking that these brass brushes should last 20, 30 years anyway, right?
Sure, because you don't use yours, evidently.
Yeah,
well, they're still in the blister pack.
Oh, they'll last a long time. Yeah.
They'll last forever like that, yeah. I'm gonna wear those things out, by golly.
Tom's the only guy I know that measures his brushes in half-life.
Speaking of which, I was just looking at your note here, Jim, about brake cleaner. Yeah. The other thing is, and I would encourage people, and this is serious stuff, please wear some kind of eye protection when you are cleaning your guns.
Yeah.
Because you just flip a little bit of solvent or whatever it is with a brush, and it can be not just a toothbrush or a wire bristle brush, and one fleck of that goes into your eye. If nothing else, it just stings like the dickens. I have heard.
And I would think, to state the obvious, you would know contacts are not enough protection with that to actually wear eyewear instead of possibly melting the plastic to the cornea of your eye. I mean, crazy things.
Not occurred to
Pleasant
me.
thought. You really get your eye all gunctified, wouldn't you?
I love it. Nice word.
Its root word. The root word is gunctification. So there you go.
And we can use it in a sentence.
That's right.
That's right. I just can't spell it.
Right.
So, oh, goodness.
It's funny you should mention safety glasses. I was doing some power washing this week. Oh, here's one for you. When you, this is for future reference, if you pull your truck out of the mud and you decide...
Are you power washing your guns again?
No. I was power washing my formerly stuck vehicle, my FSV.
Yes. Okay.
And I didn't realize that, you can't have the high-pressure water hose next to the exhaust on the power washer. About halfway through washing the truck, all of a sudden I lost pressure and I'm drenched.
You burned a hole through your hose?
Yeah, and it's blowing out water on me. What happened here? Malfunction.
Probably cooled down the muffler, too.
Yeah, it did. So I had to replace that. But all that was leading up to, once I replaced it, I started wearing safety glasses while pressure washing. And nobody reads the instructions. Yeah, and it's in the instructions, but nobody ever reads that. And it's, come on, it's water. What could happen? Boy, am I glad I had it on.
Right. Well, I've just thought of another way of cleaning guns, guys. I may. This could be brilliant. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay.
You have to have a pickup truck, right?
Okay.
And then you just throw them in the back and drive through the car wash.
Gosh.
Wow.
I'm telling you, we may be onto something here. We could have, what we could do? We could have a chain of car washes where you could have, the regular washes, and then you could have the solvent wash.
Soap, suds, rinse, wash, solvent.
You know what? As soon as we're done, Tom, I'll give you our address. You can ship those guns right on to us. We'll get those taken care of.
And this would be pro bono for the needy.
We'll hire an extra person just for that.
Gun cleaning for the needy. There you go. Jim, You are in a 2-week timeout. You're not allowed to go any place that is muddy or even wet. There you go.
Oh, he's crying.
So
okay.
Your vehicle will thank you.
Yeah,
in fact, I guess. Just like my guns thank me for it.
Ingrates.
But not really.
Those ingrates.
Ingrates. That's right. That's right.
That's how they ship them, don't they? Ingrates.
Oh, gosh.
On pallets.
With cosmoline.
Gunctified.
Do not let him out. Just duct tape him into the corner, would you please?
Well, we just
there it is.
Yeah, we just.
Oh, those zip ties.
God.
Wait, but he likes it, so that may not work. I don't know. It's a whole different thing there.
Speaking of off the rails,
we've gone so far out we can't see the rails now, so you don't need rails.
Somebody's going to call in next week and tell me that I'm right with the gunctified brushes.
No, you're going to get a call. You got a complaint of violating the trademark from the Gunctified Brushes Company.
They do.
So there you go.
They get dirty.
Who knew? There you go. Okay, so you're saying you're going to have an extra a brush, a gunky brush. So I'm thinking T-shirts.
Got gunk?
Of course you do. We have to talk to our Slip 2000 people. They may want to jump on that one. I think that's a real possibility for us there.
There you go.
And Michelle's going to get a royalty off of it.
I'm hoping I do. Thank you.
That's right, at the very least. So
technically, she was on the clock, so that's a work for hire, isn't it? At that point.
Ooh. Do I smell legal action coming here? In the meantime, get your blue guns because it's really hard to get hurt with one of those. Mm-hmm. Not a bad thing. All right, guys, we will see you next week where we're going to do this again because you know what? Nobody can stop us. Have a good week, everybody.
Be good.
Bye.
Well, there you go. Another Gun Talk After Show is in the can. We sure do appreciate you sticking around. And remember, everything Gun Talk is available 24/7 at guntalk.com. See you next week for the Gun Talk After Show.